Moving to the country, gonna pick out all the peaches. County's full of peaches, the people want it free. Moving to the country, gonna pick out all the peaches. Gonna vote on paper ballots, paper from the tree. I took a trip to Cherokee, they had a head count I could see. And I knew it was for me. I cast my ballot fair and free. Yeah, yeah. Paper ballots is the key.
Cool. Love that song.
Yeah, you did great. You did a great job at it.
Yeah, one of these days.
And it's catchy. So I like it.
One of these days, we're going to play that song live here. I hope people can hear that. I think I've got background noise cancellation turned on. So I don't know if you can hear the guitar right now. But yeah, one of these days we're going to play that. We're going to open it up live with the Peaches and Bananas theme song. So
you do so
maybe
much
I'll play
at
it live while we talk about what it is.
Yeah, well, you're doing so much at once that I don't know. You might need an extra you. But
well, I'm working on getting this Tulsi video loaded up. So go ahead and tell us what Peaches and Bananas is, dude.
Okay, well, Peaches and Bananas is that's the name of our show. We normally talk about highlights from the Voter GA call to give you a taste of what happens on Saturday mornings when Garland does his weekly election integrity update. And that is mostly about so that's where we have our bananas. That's where we have our peaches because Georgia's a peach state. And we call peaches the people that are doing the good work, fighting for free, fair elections. And then in a lot of what we get to talk about on the call, we hear about all the things that are going wrong and weird, and it's really Banana Republic kind of stuff. And those are your the people that are getting in the way of our freedoms and elections that we can trust.
Yeah, and we try to identify the peaches and bananas as much as we can, as much as we feel that we're, I guess, correct in doing so. I'm not going to say we're not going to unfairly label somebody a banana and then come back and say, hey, man, I'm a peach, and, they'll have to tell us where we went wrong. But yeah, it's based on voting records. It's based on, their behavior towards establishing elections that we all can trust. And if they don't want to change the present system that we have, then they just don't want to change it to a system that everyone, Republican, Democrat, Independent, whatever party, whatever not party, that at the end of it we can all go, we won that one, yay, or get them next time, but I trust the result. We're not at a place where we can trust the result, and that's where we got to get. And that is will be a way to heal the divide in our country. That's why I put this issue on the very top of the heap. Right, dude?
Right, dude. And there's some people that really just happen to be kind of a peaches and banana smoothie. They're helping part way, but not quite all the way for whatever reasons that they may have. And there's a lot of what we've learned too that it takes a lot. It's pretty complex. There's a lot of parts to it, and it's technical. So people just come along, and there's different things that are going to trigger them to action, and that kind of is it really comes to light with what we're going to talk about in the first segment. So.
We're not ready to head to the first segment yet, dude. Pull that down. We're gonna promote our social medias first here. So I'll throw a little music up here. sounds a little Elton Johnny, that music in the background. And I think the graphic looks a little Elton Johnny, actually, too. Elton Johnny. That's not Elton John. Elton Johnny is somebody else. This is Elton Johnny. So anyway, follow us on X, Rumble, Facebook, and YouTube, and we're live right now on those platforms. And
Well,
excuse me.
yeah, well, we're not live on Facebook, and we need help on Facebook. In order to go live on Facebook, we need 100 follows. So please give us a follow on Facebook at Magistruck.
Yeah, give us a follow on Facebook so we can add that to the live. I'm sorry, the live was below all those. I thought we were live, but we're live on X, Rumble, and YouTube. And please go there. The channel is easy. It's MAGA Struck. That's the channel. Just put that in. MAGA Struck. It's one word, not two. And you'll find our live streams. And Peaches and Bananas also has an X account where you can reach out to us. You can direct message us. You can tag us. That will get to either Tanya or Viking Dude, and or Magastruck. We also have a Magastruck X account, but you can follow both. Follow Magastruck and Peaches and Bananas on X, and we would greatly appreciate it. But Peaches and Bananas, I'm sorry, the X handle is not Peaches and Bananas. It's Peaches to Bananas, because for whatever reason X does not allow ampersand in their in your handle, your @ handle. So it's kind of lame. I don't know. I mean, guy can fly rocket ship out to space and put a car in space and wants to go to Mars, but we can't get an ampersand in our X handle. It's a little lame. But anyway, right, dude?
Yeah, dude. And Viking Dude and I have been volunteering for VRGA since 2021 and just following what they're doing right since 2020. And so we've been on just keeping track of all this for all this time. And I get to work for Garland now, get to help him out on the Saturday morning calls. There wasn't one this morning, but we thought we'd bring you a show anyway.
Yeah, and another way you can support us is to go find Tanya's lovely face there on GiveSend Go. I always forget to pull that logo down that covers up the GiveSend Go logo, but maybe you can pull that down real quick, Tanya, while I'm talking about this. But yeah, so we have a GiveSend Go. There's a few people that have thrown a little bit of cheese our way, and you know what? We greatly appreciate it. I greatly appreciate it. Any support you show us goes to Tanya. Actually, the handle, I'm sorry, the URL on GiveSend Go is givesendgo.com/Tanya needs our help. It's all one word. Tanya needs our help. So that is the URL. It's easy to get to, and it'll take you right here. And if you find it in your heart to help us, doing the show doesn't come without costs. I'm bearing the cost of doing it because I enjoy doing it. We want to see it grow. It's a venture. Yes, I've got skin in the game. But this money that comes in, I would say 95% of it, if we have to dip into a little bit for some gear equipment, we will. But it goes for Tanya. And those of you who know her know why. I mean, she's severely disabled, and she needs a lot of help with just regular things in life that, assistance in life that most all of us never even think about. I mean, it's just comes secondhand. Tanya needs help with those kinds of things. So please, if you find it in your heart, just go there, throw a few bucks, and Tanya will be forever grateful. Right, Tanya?
Yeah. I have a lot of gadgets that I need to get, that I use to get by, and all sorts of things.
Okay, and then before we get too far into the show here, whoops, wrong screen. We just want to remind everybody about Tina Peters. I've been out there heralding that we do not let a podcast go by or a day go by if you're an influencer where you don't tag Tina and tag her, say something about her. I mean, the way we put the pressure on is to be loud and vocal, and for the voices to grow louder and louder and louder, and it has to resonate, and it cannot stop. It has to be getting so loud and repetitive that something breaks in this scenario with Tina Peters. She was our Georgia peach, our peaches and bananas peach last week. She's not from Georgia. She's from Colorado, but we're giving her a peach award anyway last week, and we're going to continue to use this graphic because she is a true peach. Tanya, do you agree with that or what?
Yeah, she is a peach, and she is having a really hard time in jail. We have an update since last time that they did move her out of solitary, but and they addressed the problem of the cell being too hot, but now it's too cold. And the last post by her team was that she's got this cough that has been persisting and nagging her for several weeks now. So she needs to get out of there already.
Yep. So we don't let a show go by without reminding people that this should be at the top of the list, along with fixing our elections, and that's what Tina was involved doing. I mean, she's our hero. She's a hero. She is like one of the people who broke ground in figuring out how our elections are rigged by electronically. I mean, she broke in. She I don't want to say broke in. She opened up the black box so that we could see inside. That's how the lyrics of our song go. She opened up the black box, and she did. So we're forever grateful to her. She will be known throughout history as a warrior on the front line of this whole battle to fix our elections. It's all we want, just free, fair elections, right?
Yep.
So yeah, we're ready to move into the first segment here, dude.
Yeah. Okay. So our first segment is the story about saving the 2024 election and how Trump team sucks. And I sent you a graphic that I don't know if you got. Viking,
you sent me a graphic or a video?
I sent you a graphic, but maybe you didn't get it. But there's also a video.
Oh, this one. Oh, this one. No. This one. Okay, I got it. I put it in the wrong order here because you sent me that Tulsi video late, so I put her first.
Okay.
But here's the graphic.
Yeah, so that's the team that saved the 2024 election. Gary Bernstein from the CIA, or formerly from the CIA, Patrick Byrne. And I kind of didn't believe it when, after 2020, I was like, how does Patrick Byrne get involved in all this stuff and get to know all the stuff that he's saying?
Right.
And Venezuela dude. They are the team that saved the 2024 elections, and that has been a new story. It started, and I guess we'll go over that right now. So earlier this year,
well, hold on. I mean, a lot of us out here didn't know the 2024 election needed saving.
Well, of course it did, because we have the same machines going on.
Yeah.
So we didn't get rid of Dominion. We still have this crooked voting system on all the swing states.
Dunkin' Donuts, if you're looking for a show to sponsor, this is my coffee mug. Anyway, yeah. So, yeah. Well, I'm saying that obviously sarcastically. Those of us who are deep into this know that every election right now needs saving. And I mean every election on up and down the ticket in every single county and municipality and state and federal elections. All these elections need saving because we're using a system where everything can be manipulated.
Yeah.
Either by a bad act. Well, but it's always going to be a bad actor, but bad actors from who God knows where, right? Could be another country. It could be people within our, 3-letter agencies within our own government.
Yeah, we don't quite know who's. Well, we kind of know because we have whistleblowers now telling us. So, as of the story goes, as of like 2020, the November presidential election was stolen, and 2 days later, Venezuela dude talked to President Trump and told him how it got stolen, and there's investigations and reports that he was asking, and a lot of people in the White House blocking him. Blocking access to President Trump. So even Patrick Byrne and Michael Flynn had tried to meet with President Trump in December, and they had to sneak into the White House because people around President Trump were blocking him. And like something that came out that's kind of infuriating to hear is that President Trump asked his son-in-law Kushner to look into these claims, and he ignored it. So, I kind of thought, that President Trump surrounded himself with family to, have people that he could trust because of he went in wanting to get rid of the swamp. And how do you identify swamp creatures as a newcomer? It's hard, right? So he surrounded himself with family, trusted family, and family let him down there. But we even on his campaigning, we would hear him talk a little bit about the stolen election, and he would say it. I'm not quite. I don't think he ever quit saying it, but the degree of that which he was talking about was restrained.
And we're still talking about Patrick Byrne here?
Yeah, we're talking about those guys and this story of saving the 2024 election.
Yeah, well, I switched to Tulsi. I thought you were ready for that. But
let's.
Okay.
Yeah, we can go to Tulsi. And so back in April, Tulsi came out and in this meeting at the White House brought it up. So let's hear Tulsi.
We've got a long list of things that we're investigating. We have the best of the best going after this. Election integrity being one of them. We have evidence of how these electronic voting systems have been vulnerable to hackers for a very long time and vulnerable to exploitation to manipulate the results of the votes being cast, which further drives forward your mandate to bring about paper ballots across the country so that voters can have faith in the integrity of our elections. I've got a long list of things that we're investigating. We have the best of the best.
Yep. Sorry about that.
Yeah. So Tulsi came out and we all heard her say that, and we're cheering because finally, they're looking into it, and we'll see maybe justice, but definitely a fix.
Yeah, it's nice to hear that Tulsi is taking this seriously and is not another person just kicking the can down the road. We can't fix it until we learn everything there is to learn about, and so people are held accountable for 2020. Because I know beyond the shadow of a doubt that 2020, the presidential election, was stolen. I know now beyond the shadow of a doubt. I knew it back then when it happened because of just the broad general bellwether type statistics that rolled in. And it's like, there's no way that there's all these anomalies and this was legit. But since then, we have hard evidence. Problem is, we have had a hard time getting any court or any judge to allow that evidence to be admitted into a court case.
Yeah.
It's like there is a grand conspiracy underway to cover up the outright stolen election of 2020. Now, since then, we've figured out what to look for, right? We figured out where to look, what to look for, and we found problems just riddled throughout, all up and down ballot, right? Tickets. I mean, in 2022. Brad Raffensperger being reelected as the Secretary of State in the state of Georgia. I mean, it doesn't appear to be like that was legit, in my opinion.
Yeah, there are some issues with the percentages, and those returns, and there's been all these efforts from the bottom up, citizens and citizen-led organizations trying to get to the bottom of 2020. We've been trying to get ballots and blocked at every single turn.
Yeah, non-office holding citizens donating their time and their money to dig into this. forget the fact that we all pay taxes and we're supposed to have this type of policing going on within our own government, right?
Right.
Forget about the fact that this should be something that's going on with our elected representatives. Man, for the
Right.
most part, they've just wholesale, like, pass the buck. They're like, no, we're not going to work on this. It's like they don't want to fix it, But thanks to the citizens and their efforts and their money, this is how we're learning things. It's messed up, though.
Yeah, it is. But and there are some big names involved too. So Sidney Powell is a big name that, and Rudy Giuliani, and they had heard from this guy, and and by this guy I mean Gary Bernstein, and Gary Bernstein released this video that when I first saw it, it really looked kind of sketch because it's just this guy staring into a camera.
Can we play it?
Yeah, let's play a little bit.
Central Intelligence Agency. For over 3 decades, I served in the U.S. national security apparatus in various capacities. Shortly after the attacks of 11 September 2001, I entered Afghanistan and commanded CIA paramilitary forces, helping seize the cities of Taloqan and the capital of Afghanistan, Kabul. I was the driving force and architect of the Battle of Tora Bora. I held the position as chief of Hezbollah operation in CIA's Counterterrorism Center for several years and concluded my service in CIA as a chief of station in Latin America combating narco-terrorists. Approximately 6 years ago, a business associate and I began working together as whistleblowers for the Department of Justice, FBI, DEA, and Homeland Security Investigations, HSI. Our target was the largest and most well-funded transnational criminal organization on the planet, called the Cartel del Sol, Cartel of the Sun. The Cartel del Sol is the Venezuelan government and is led by Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro.
Okay, is that about where the out is right there?
Yeah, and he told us a story that, I mean, if you're following all the election fraud issues, you heard Sidney Powell say it, and they were kind of left high and dry, and they've been targeted and persecuted and prosecuted. So now that this year finally Tulsi came out and said that she's investigated, it seemed like, okay, we're finally going to get to the bottom of this. And now they're talking. So now, there was a report that Tulsi made for President Trump that even that was cut, that was censored by White House people that were told. No, I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead because the report was after the 2024 election. Anyway, got confused. Give me a second. Yeah, so there's Gary Bernstein knowing how the Venezuelan government was participating in the stealing of an election fraud for 72 countries for the last 20 years. And the November election in 2024 was coming along and nothing was really happening. So he and his whistleblower, they went in, met with President Trump, and they met not with President Trump himself, but they met with Susie Wiles. And she just saw the presentation and got Elon Musk to see the data. And Elon, we saw him speak in October 17th about election fraud and Dominion. And when he did that, he was on that stage knowing what the problem is and knowing that we had an emergency at hand. And I'm actually gonna skip it, Viking Dude, because my in there would make the video kind of long.
You want to skip it? You're saying?
Yeah, I think so because the video would be kind of long.
Okay. So we're just going to, I guess we're just going to look at him here and not play the video. All right, we'll jump forward to the next video.
Yeah, and the three guys, Patrick Byrne, Gary Bernstein, and Venezuela Dude, they assembled a team of Venezuelan whistleblowers who had been involved in this multinational election fraud, and they hacked. They're white hat hackers that intervene in the 2024 election so that we would have so that President Trump's election would be safe. And that story is being told now in this interview that just came out. November 21st is the date on that, with Gary Bernstein and Lara Logan. And it is quite long, but he's giving you the whole story of all the obstacles that they faced. They had to watch the election from outside the country because they had, even though they had gotten these hackers to save the election, they didn't know if they succeeded. So they knew that they would be in deep doo-doo if they hadn't succeeded. So
You want to play the whole thing here?
let's play the intro so that we can hear
The
from him.
Mexican cartels, I know everyone in America talks about the Mexican cartels, but they're not the big boys, ladies and gentlemen. They're not. They're the drivers. Everybody talked about Chapo El Guzman. He's a bloody driver. He's a nobody. Okay, he's a nobody that had $1.4 billion, but these guys have hundreds of billion. There are at least a dozen people in Venezuela that have more money and power than the Central Intelligence Agency and money to spend on operations. That's how large and gigantic.
Okay, dude. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great intro there. I guess that kind of gives us an idea of what that's about. Wow. I can't wait to go watch that, dude.
Yeah, it's riveting. There's a lot that happens to it. There's no really a way to summarize it, but he's talking about all the obstacles that he faced in the United States trying to get through to the agencies that are supposed to be there to keep us safe, and not succeeding, and just like his story in protecting the elections and the sacrifice that he made. And Patrick Byrne also made a huge sacrifice. He sacrificed his fortune, his properties, his cars. And if you want to see a summary and also some of the names of people obstructing all this, check out Emerald Robinson. She has a thread of its. She started this recently on November 26th. Today she's still adding posts to it, naming
So
some.
this, yeah. So just real quick, this is the link you sent me, and
Yes.
I don't see where her tweet. I'm still calling them tweets.
Yeah. Thank you for that point, because she's not posting it as a thread. She's posting all of these as separate posts. So when you see that tweet, that post that I sent you, click out of it, Viking Dude, and you just check out her account.
Okay.
And-
well, I'll just go to her account then.
And there's a series of posts starting on November 24th, and they're numbered.
It's pinned. Is this the pinned one?
No, they're not pinned. She didn't pin it. They're a little bit tough to find. That's post 39 right there that you just now 37 that you just scrolled through.
38,
Yeah.
37.
So you kind of have to scroll down. You can contact me on X at Peaches2Bananas if you're having a hard time following it, because I've been getting screenshots and putting them all in one document so that from 1 to 40 and however many more she adds, they're all on one page. And I've been doing that for Garland. And I I'm fine with sending it to anyone interested.
Oh, here's 35. Okay.
Yeah.
So she hasn't put these in a thread yet. You just have to go and find.
She doesn't. Yeah, she said that she's not putting them in a thread because she said that it can be shadow banned as a thread and deleted more
Wow,
easily.
that's pretty clever.
Yeah, so
Emerald Robinson. Oh,
she's getting around
she's
that.
hotter and hotter to me every single day. I tell you. I mean, this she's so smart. I mean, I think she's hot because she's smart, but I got to tell you, I never thought about that. How, if you're rolling into threads, man, and you get shadow banned, it's going to shadow ban them all. All the posts inside of a thread.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so that summary is spread across 40 posts as of today.
Yeah.
And she's telling the story of basically a summary of that interview that Gary Bernstein did with Lara Logan, and also naming some names of people in the DOJ and the CIA that have been getting in the way of investigating and protecting our elections, and also slow walking all the points that President Trump has asked him to do to make our elections secure.
Cool. Well, that was the last link that I had for that segment. So does that
Yeah.
wrap up that segment? Yeah, Emeralds. Yeah, so Saving 2024, wrapping it up there with Emerald Robinson's very in-depth, chronological tweets that are just mind-blowing.
Yeah.
She's got a few of them out there that are doozies, man. I mean, just about election and fraud.
Yeah, like now we're learning that so they're like I can't remember if it was earlier in the summer that we started hearing about President Trump and having some military action in Venezuela, but that seems to be escalating. So I hear like in Puerto Rico, there's 5 military bases that are. So Puerto Rico is becoming militarized, and that support towards getting troops halfway to Venezuela and closer to the action. And today I saw a post by Patrick Byrne that Maduro wants to leave Venezuela. So in these whistleblowers are really letting it be known that it is Venezuela that is the source of our stolen elections.
Well, I'm going to roll in a little music here to
And so wrapping up
signify the beginning of segment 2.
okay, so segment 2.
Here we go. So, yeah. Yeah. That's what we all thought. Come on. Yeah. That's what we thought. Ow! Yeah. Come on. Come on. So, yeah. So, Fanny case, it's finally dismissed and it's finally over, right?
Yeah, so there was a review of the case by the executive administrator of the prosecuting attorneys organization there, that his name was Skandalakis. So we had some comments about his name sounding kind of scandalous, because it just seemed like he was keeping that case alive. So after Fani was dismissed from the case in her election interference case against President Trump and 18 others, there was the case fell on to try to figure out whether or not the county was going to continue it, because she was removed, but the case was not dismissed. So there needed to be a decision made about that case, and it fell onto this prosecuting attorney's counsel. And as a last-ditch effort on the very last day, Mr. Skandalakis, the executive director or administrator there, took it upon himself to review it and make a decision. And he had a deadline of December 1st, I think that was. And so just shy of it, he decided to dismiss it. And so they're free. They're finally free off of that nightmare. And with Fani being dismissed as because of misconduct, they qualify for a new law, and in which they get to sue to get their money back from the county. So that will be the very first case of that. That law was pretty much made with this issue in mind. When they were discussing that at the General Assembly, that did come up, so it's a great news for them.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy to see that this is coming to a conclusion. Let me go back to this picture. Man, some of the people that are like, I'm going to use my mouse here. Let me go down here, right here. Oops, it's on the, I don't know why it's on the, oh, well, I can do that. Zoom in a little bit. Look at these two up top here who did a plea deal. Jenna and Sydney. All they had to do was hang on, man. Right? That's all they had to do was hang on. Just hang on. It's going to fall apart. But they took a plea deal. A couple other people did too in here. Yeah, all these folks, John Eastman, Harrison Floyd over here, you know.
Yeah, and I'd like to say that they're vindicated, but Skandalakis,
Giuliani, he didn't take a plea deal, right?
he did not. He hung in there. Yeah, like Skandalakis, he still said that the lawsuit has its merits,
Oh,
which
this
was
guy,
just
is
crazy.
his
He had
first name
to,
Mitch Skandalakis. Is it Mitch?
I don't remember his first name. But he,
Skandalakis from Kakalaki. He's from Kakalaki.
yeah, he just said that because it costs so much and it would take 5 years for it to continue, because they're not going to prosecute President Trump while he's sitting in office, that it wasn't practical. So he threw in his digs there on the president, but at least he did say that the electors had a right to assemble. The alternate electors did. So there was that part of it. Yeah, but because of
Right.
financial reasons and timing, he decided to drop it. And then he decided that there's a federal case, the one by, what's his name? I had it in my notes because I knew that I was going to forget the name. Jack Smith. I don't know how you forget Jack Smith. That's an easy name to remember, but he said that that's a better case to pursue the issue because it's federal, and a lot of this would cross state lines. So it's just kind of like a weird decision that he made there. But he made the right one. It's dropped. We'll take the win, and it's great for everybody involved that they stand a chance to get their money back.
Well, I chose a piece of music here. It was not the one I thought it was, but anyway, it works. It's some music, but to try to segue us into the next segment about free speech. And I thought it was a good transition from what you were just saying there.
Yeah,
So,
thanks, dude.
Let's jump to segment 3 here. We're about 40 minutes into the show. So
Yeah.
let's move it along here a little bit.
Yeah, with free speech this week, I mean, these two stories, it really just, it's the stuff that makes you think, because, that election interference case, a lot of it was Fani persecuting Trump for questioning the results of the election. And he's right, and we're going to see his right, hopefully. I kind of see some light at the end of the tunnel here now with the whistleblowers talking and Bernstein releasing his book, and but the path there has been scary because in Gary Bernstein's story he talks about even though like he would have had the evidence to prove it, have all the data, there are journalists that he spoke to tell the story through that he describes that they were engaged or interested, they wanted to do it. Then the last minute they would cancel on him and say, "Oh, the boss said I can't run with this one. Sorry." And there was a book that was meant to be that's out now, but it should have been released I think they said a couple years ago. And the book was ready and done, and they had a publisher, and their agent with the publisher was excited to do it. Then all of a sudden they get the call of, sorry, no, the boss said we can't publish. So it's really disconcerting that even when the guys that had the hard data that most of us wouldn't have because of we're not at that level of clearance, that Venezuelan dude, that number 3 dude was an instructor of the people that were tasked by the Venezuelan government to steal elections. So it doesn't get as close to firsthand as that. And for someone at that with that level of closeness to the issue, with that level of subject expert, what? Yeah. What I'm trying to say.
I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah, subject matter expertise to not be able to tell a story, to publish it, to talk to reporters. Seriously, that's really disconcerting, and it's crazy to see in Emerald's post that a lot of the people blocking this truth are still employed in Trump hasn't fired them. I don't know what's going on. If he needs to go back to The Apprentice and rediscover himself.
Right. Good call, dude. That is exactly right. What in the heck is going on? We thought, here we are 2 terms removed from 2016, his term in 2016. He shot himself in the foot a little bit by, not properly vetting people in the first term. And then, he was all tied up with Russia. They were constantly trying to get him. And then they're trying to get him when when Biden was fraudulently elected. I will say that. We know that beyond a shadow of a doubt now. But we don't see like President Trump learning from the errors of his first term here. It feels like it's very discouraging.
Yeah, like the guy that blocked reporting on the fraud of the election, Ratcliffe, for 2020, he's still there.
Yeah.
Like Brennan is still there. There's there's all these things, and really check out Emerald's post for more, because it just really shows that President Trump is trusting the wrong people, but there's some good happening, because from Tulsi, like we've heard that she's fired a bunch of obstructionists and people that have been working against us. So there's progress there, but we'll see how good, because it just kind of seems like it just depends on who's in charge, and that seems too fragile for my taste.
I was trying to throw you a hint there, dude.
I know, but I was finishing a thought, dude.
Yeah, trying to throw you a hint. All right, so last segment here is a nice transition from Is Free Speech in Danger? What is MAGA struck? And, Magastruck was an exercise in free speech, right?
Yeah.
We wrote this song about the election fraud of 2020, and didn't hold back on what we think, right? And in this country, we can say what we think. Damn it! We should not have fear of retribution by government anyway, right? For saying what we
Right.
think. Free speech is free speech, whether you agree with it or not. Right? This whole argument about shouting fire in a crowded theater, people pull that one out and try to use that too much, and try to make that analogous to everything, and it's not. Okay. So yeah, but that Magastruck really was the beginning of like, let's do something cool and fun. Let's do a music video. We're gonna try to get at the time we were both wanting to get out the vote for Trump and pitch in a little bit, do that, and reach more people than door knocking, because I'm not a door knocker. Than door knocking would do. We thought we'd try to door knock through doing something cool like a spoof, satirical type of music video. So yeah, so let me go to that. Here we go. This is what started it right here.
Yeah.
Let me pull down this music so I can play this music. Here we go.
Okay. Here it is.
We were stung by the COVID election scam. We all could see Biden's win when it was all a sham. The fake news line covered up is what they're paid to do. And we knew
Welcome to hard
that
times.
the deep state had us all
As I
screwed.
stand here tonight,
The sound of the fraud
We had safe, secure, honest
and
elections.
losing our rights.
Let's go with me. You're burning me.
Swamp teams and raids.
I have not yet begun to
The
fight.
jail patriots still fight.
And they're not coming for me and Trump, they're coming for you.
We're all now MAGA struck.
Not everybody dislikes him. We love him here. Us people, we love Trump.
We searched the country, finding proof, yeah, proof of the steal. Proved it in Georgia. Yeah, Georgia, where the swamp is for real.
That did not happen because it cannot happen.
We flushed out the rhino.
Be transparent in our election.
Blocked us and led us astray. Kemp let us fall. Chris Carr had no balls. And Rafi just stalls, lies, and hides all the fraud. Now they're shaking at the knees.
Let's look at the paper ballot.
Just try and steal it again, please.
Then show us the ballot.
Gonna break their machine.
The way you win is to swamp them.
Gonna swamp them. MAGA struck. MAGA struck. Yeah, yeah, yeah. MAGA struck. Yeah, yeah. MAGA struck. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We never want what happened in 2020 to happen again.
No, we don't.
We are going to protect the vote. That's the most important thing we have to do.
Please.
Bound for the brink. We'll make this too big to rig. Gonna swamp them.
We're going to swamp them. I think we're going to swamp them. They're cheaters. They're dirty, rotten cheaters. Swamp them. If we swamp them, they can't cheat. Look, the way you win is to swamp them.
I was a Trump hater. Trump is a man for the job.
Biden and Obama suckers.
Trump, bro. Trump all day, bro.
Put the truth out there.
MAGA struck. MAGA struck.
Everybody was better off under Trump.
MAGA
If
struck.
you keep voting left, you'll have nothing left.
MAGA struck.
The best is yet to come.
Yeah, yeah, yes, and yeah. We still fight. Gonna stand for our rights.
Trump or down.
Gonna drain the swamp.
Make them work for us.
Beat the cheat.
Where's Thomas Strong?
Vote for Trump. And swamp us.
Trumpomania! Run wild!
You must Trumpomania! No excuses! Make America great again! We got a country to save. You like me, you maestro! It's your basic civic duty, man! You maestro! Did you hear me? You maestro! I can't hear you. You gonna vote? You maestro! You maestro! You maestro! We have to swamp the vote. Everyone, vote MAGA. Vote Trump.
Got it?
Got it.
That was so much fun putting
Oh
that
my God.
together.
And that song just still gets me so fired up when we did that song. I was like, man, this is so that kicked it off, right?
Yeah.
MAGA struck. The brand was born. The brand was born, but being MAGA struck did not happen at that time, or understanding what it means to be MAGA struck. I was MAGA struck with the day I realized that no one's coming to save us. That we're waiting on, somebody's got to fix this. Oh, somebody's going to come in and fix this. I mean, they need to do this. They need to arrest these people. They need to do this. Nothing happened. They need to get to the bottom of this. They need to get to the bottom of this. They didn't show up. They became the us. And, talk to anybody who went to January 6th. I mean, all those people that went to January 6th were MAGA struck. The people, the 1 million+ people that were there at the Ellipse that day.
Yeah.
Trump announced that rally, that speech of his, like 2 weeks prior. So it was 2 weeks for people to put together their trips, put aside whatever there is they're doing, and get to DC. And over 1 million people showed up. I wish it was 10 million. I wish it was 20 million. I wish the streets would have been just a sea of people, like, the aerial shots show in other countries, just a sea of protesters.
Yeah.
Very upset people with torches and pitchforks. We didn't get that in this country. And I don't know what's going to have to happen to get people more, I guess, alarmed, to where you've got to show up, but being MAGA struck is realizing no one's coming, and I'm going to have to mount up and ride to the January 6th. I'm going to have to mount up and ride to the front, instead of laying back and saying, oh, they need to come in and do something about this. They need to fix this. There's no they.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
That's what MAGA struck means to me. I was a little bit kind of a keyboard warrior before 2020 during Trump's first term, realizing he was getting shafted bad, and that his presidency in the first term really meant nothing. I mean, he did a lot of great stuff. Yeah. But I mean, they were just trying to buy their time, stymie him, forestall anything he was going to do to seriously try to fix things in this country. So we just go right back. And I began to realize that I have to get involved and start being vocal. And that led to getting banned off. I'm still banned on X. My personal account still banned. I was put into the gulag and on Facebook for like a 3-month-long gulag just for my speech, dude.
Yeah.
YouTube struck a bunch of videos of mine, gave me warnings, gave me strikes, said, do it again, and you're going to be bye-bye for good, and it's just because of my speech. I wasn't saying anything vulgar, wasn't saying anything against the law. It was just for, vocalizing, what I think. And that is a scary place. That is a very scary place. And that's where people who are not yet MAGA struck need to get MAGA struck. MAGA is not Trump. We played it. I mean, it is Trump, but he didn't coin the phrase "Make America Great Again." That was Ronald Reagan in 1980. Okay. Trump took up that mantle, a mantle that already existed. Trump doesn't own the mantle. The mantle is owned by all of us who realized there's nobody coming. The they is us.
Yeah, I mean, like Trump, I think, has was MAGA struck a long time ago, because Trump was, I remember being little and my dad would, he really followed Trump. And so he would play all these interviews that he would go on different news shows talking about how to fix a country and what needed to be done to keep the country prosperous. And so, I appreciate President Trump. Like there was this meme that I used to like that was kind of Batman themed, where it's Batman, he's a millionaire that he saw the corruption in Gotham and stood up as its defender. And there was a meme that I would like to share about where are our superhero zillionaires coming to the rescue. And, Trump did. So I appreciate, I'm grateful to have him, because he is such a loved person that's had all this support. And because he has all this support, he's always had a platform. And, and he gave us a great title for a song.
Yeah, dude. Well, we're going to head into our final closing segment here. That was our last segment. All we have left to talk about. You ready, dude? Can we go ahead and wrap it up?
Yeah.
All we have left to talk about is this was a different week for Peaches and Bananas, because normally we're on the heels of this call on Saturday mornings. It happens every Saturday morning by Voter GA. Garland, Favorito, Ricardo put together a Zoom call, and it's like runs 2.5, 3 hours every Saturday morning, and religiously, faithfully, there's about 100 to 150 people who participate in this call, and sacrifice their Saturday mornings from 9 to noon, trying to stay part of this team, trying to stay informed, try to see if there's any kind of anything that they can do to pitch in, brainstorm, volunteer. Garland has edited some of his presentations on the fly in this call, bouncing it off of people ahead of time before doing a press conference and making changes based on reaction people have in the call. It's a very productive call. We've been doing it now for 5 years, right?
Right.
Yeah. Tanya is an integral part of that call. She's an integral part of helping produce that call. Yeah, we have guest speakers that come on. We have people who are involved in the election integrity fight. And we've had Democrats and Republicans, y'all. This is a nonpartisan issue. So normally we're bringing, on Peaches and Bananas, we're bringing you some highlights from that Zoom call. They didn't have it this past Saturday because of Thanksgiving. But I just wanted to show that. That's what you normally are going to get here. And we will... remind you all again, please give us a like and a follow and a share out there on our social medias. It's easy. Type in MAGA struck, one word. Those are our channels here. Oop, didn't stop. Those are our channels here where you're going to find our live streams on all these platforms: X, Rumble, YouTube, Facebook. We're working on maybe a TikTok and an Instagram as well to do some shorts. Look out for the shorts. The shorts are snappy, punchy, fun. We're putting those out there too to try to help promote the show. And send us a message there. Look us up at Peaches2Bananas on X and send us a direct message or something. Tell us you like us, tell us you hate us. We don't care. It's free speech, man. We're all about free speech, right?
Right.
Yeah. And last thing not last, but second to last thing, remind everybody again, I don't know if you can pull that, try to pull that down. I can never find that, the logo.
Oh, I can do it.
I got it. Okay, let me pull that logo off. Give, Send, Go. Tanya's very disabled and has challenges, and her mother is, her and her mother don't make a lot of money, and they need help. So we're just appealing to you to help if you find it in your heart. And I don't know, Tanya's shaking her head at me. I don't know what else to do. I mean, this is a problem. This is an issue. Tanya gives of herself so much. So I'm her friend. I'm her good friend. I'm trying to help her. We need more people to help Tanya. So it's GiveSendGo/Tanya needs our help. And whether Tanya likes it or not, the truth is that she's a wonderful person and she deserves our help. And sorry to embarrass you there, dude. Lastly, can't end the show without reminding you about Tina Peters. Call those numbers. Go to whitehouse.gov/contact. And keep putting the pressure on. Right, dude?
Yeah.
Anything to say there?
Yeah, just a simple message will do to keep her name in the front of their thoughts and their minds, and hopefully their actions.
I mean, when I see her in that graphic we produced last week and that oil canvas painting, I just think to myself, what a just an amazing hero she is. And she's sitting in prison right now, y'all. Unjustly, just railroad job, just a sham trial where she wasn't even able to present any defense. The state of Colorado is holding Tina Peters hostage, in my opinion. She's a political prisoner in that state. Coloradans, get off your asses, stop smoking the doob for a minute, and get vocal about her, this 70-year-old Gold Star mother. And I guess she's also a grandmother, right? I've heard Tamara say that, so I'm just going to go with maybe she's not, but I'm pretty sure Tamara has said that. I don't know if she has grandkids. I would think she probably does, but she's 70 years old and serving a 9-year sentence for doing something that's going to help all of us and help our country repair itself with these sham elections that we've had going on for so long. We need elections where everybody at the end can go, I trust that result. That's what Tina was working for. That's what we're working for. That's all we want, man. We're not asking for a lot here. We're just asking for elections that everybody can trust at the end. You know, if you want to keep elections where people, they can jiggle the levers and fuss with the knobs at the end, so you throw a few votes here, there. I mean, I've seen them disappear right in front of my eyes on TV watching the election returns. If you want to keep it that way, then there's something wrong with you, man. There's something wrong. Right? There's something not right with you.
Yeah, control freak.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think we'll just wrap it up here with Set Her Free, the song. Is that cool?
Okay.
Well, I guess I got to play it here live, so. All right. Well, we're going to take it out here, dude. Thanks for joining us, everybody. See you next time.
And thanks for the comment for liking the song.
All right. See you, everyone. Hi, my name is Viking Dude in some platforms and Thai GT on other platforms. I wrote a song together with a woman from Puerto Rico named Tanya Sosa about Tina Peters. And it's for Tina Peters. And it begins with election night 2020 and brings us up to today. Thank you for listening. It was sunset in Colorado, mountain canyons losing their light. In a county known as Mesa, there's a woman shone so bright, she glowed of gold. Ooh, she glowed of gold. She cried out for truth against the schemes of that night, but they conspired to silence her. Locked her away in prison for 9 years for doing her job, looking out for the voters of Mesa.
'cause they want her fire to die. Ooh, for a fire to die. In those corridors there's whispers, secrets under lock and key. But with her faith and her righteous courage, she wouldn't break, wouldn't bend that knee. And they called her a heretic, 'cause she's a threat to their reign. But she speaks out for our liberty. Isn't that amazing? She speaks out for our liberty while she sits in prison. And while her heart weeps in pain, ooh, while her heart weeps in pain, you got to get on board with saying her name every day, podcasters. All you freedom-loving podcasters and MAGA influencers. You got to say her name every day. Don't forget her. How about you, Donald Trump? Don't forget Tina Peters. She's right here, a hostage in your own backyard, bro. Mr. President, bro. 'Cause she's the lantern, revealed the hidden key. She opened up the black box, and it's no longer mystery. And now the plot of the desperate tyrants is unveiled for all to see. And though they cage her in the shadows, their lies won't go unseen. No, 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 no. The bell she strikes rings loud and beckons freedom's fame. And our fight for her goes on, so the world may know her name. So just set her free, set Tina free. I set her free now. In the cold white glare of her prison, as despair stares her down in her cell, you know her words so past Grand Junction, and they pull back Denver's wicked veil. The justice system is flawed, that judge twisted the law. He's hiding something so sinister. His time is done. Their day will come. You know why? 'Cause Tina. She's the lantern, revealed the hidden key. She opened up the black box, and it's no longer mystery. And now the plot of the desperate tyrants is unveiled for all to see. And though they cage her in the shadows, their lies won't go unseen. No, 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 no. And the bell she strikes rings loud and beckons freedom's fame. And our fight for her goes on, so the world may know her name. So just set her free, set Tina free. Oh, set her free now. Yeah, sing from her and her fearless fight. For those who speak with the light. For the lady shone like the sun when the world turned to night. And Tina's name has just begun now. She should be free right now. Sing for her and her fearless fight.
Tina's story's just begun. It's only going to get bigger. And she's going to be a spark to the movement for freedom, a true hero. Set Tina Peters free now.